recognized. Quite honestly, I'm just an ordinary guy from Old Bridge that loves the game. Didn't have the opportunity to play it as a youth due to the difficulty of access to our great sport of ice hockey. And through my opportunities with the Old Bridge Junior Knights, with the Old Bridge Wings prior to that, great people like John Piccolo, our Father Hockey original founder, Robert Sulo, our commissioner, our current club president, Dave Schaefer. I've been really given a great opportunity and honor to help kids get involved in youth ice hockey and to enjoy a safe, productive, positive environment, an environment where they get to be a cog in the wheel, but they can also star and shine, and they can grow. They can become, as Mayor Henry mentioned to the earlier recognition he gave to one of his football coaches, the opportunity to become more than just a player, just a member of a team, to belong to something bigger. These kids, when they're given that opportunity, it's amazing what they can do with it. And so for me, it just, every time I get to see the smiles of these kids, it pays me back tenfold. And to see, I run into kids that I coached 25 years ago, and they're holding their little kid by the hand in a parking lot, and they go, "Coach, hey, coach," and it's amazing to experience that and to know that as I pass through their lives, I didn't wreck it, and maybe they learned something positive, but any kind of game, any kind of youth sport is critical, is crucial. And one of the beautiful things about our community is that we, embrace all of our sports, all of our kids, and try to find ways. And that's why I think this award meant so much to me, is because I basically am just trying to be another person helping other people, getting opportunities for kids, especially youth, getting access to a sport that isn't as simple as, and this is no knock on any other sport. I grew up playing them all. I played baseball, I played soccer, everything. But ours has got a special arena, it's got a special set of circumstances, and it isn't as easy to access as others. And so to get more and more kids, I'll bend over backwards. I'll go the extra mile. And so I really am honored, mostly for the opportunity given to me to give back to the community. So I'm still trying to sort this all out and make sure that this isn't real. This is real, and that I'm not getting punked. Somebody's playing a little joke on me or something, but it's pretty amazing. It's really a great recognition. There's a lot of people much more accomplished than me, much more I don't even really know how to put it, but I'm humbled. I really am. I'm very, very well humbled.
Thank you, Coach. We really appreciate you being here with us tonight. You're a great role model. I mean, I know we met a few weeks ago on the side of the road cleaning up the litter. We had a long conversation, and we are truly blessed to have people like you in our community, willing to share and volunteer their services and their talents to the youth in Old Bridge and Council. I'd be remiss if I did not thank you for supporting the municipal owned and run ice arena that we have here, one of the only ones in the state. And without that, the programs like the coach is part of don't happen. So you need to be a good pat on the back to each and every one of you for supporting everything that goes on in that arena. So I really thank you for that. from the bottom of my heart. I know a lot of kids and a lot of parents are happy also about the municipal own and run arena that we hear. Matt does a great job, and his staff, they take pride in that facility. We do. It's had a facelift over the last couple of years, but we are committed to youth hockey here in Old Bridge. And I thank you and people like the coach who make that vision come through to a reality, and to get recognition at this level is quite an accomplishment. So, Coach, I have a certificate that you'll be receiving. The certificate is to commend Mark Schroeder as the recipient of the New York Rangers 2021 Emile Francis Award, and acknowledge his commitment to the Junior Knights program and youth hockey here in Old Bridge. Thank you, Coach. We are blessed to have you. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. And I'd like to add to what Mayor Henry just said. It's often referred to by myself and others in our board and in our club that if it isn't for the symbiotic relationship between the township and our hockey program, as well as many other programs that run at that rink that service the community, Matt Mercurio, Lisa Valsera, John Hughes, a lot of other people that really go the extra mile and make that rink, regardless of the fact that it was erected in '77 and looks very much the same as back then, which quite honestly, the character of it, I love. It's an important piece in our overall gems to this community. So thank you all. I really, really do appreciate all the support that we get. And I look forward to future work. There's a lot ahead of us. Just before lockdown 2020, we held a New York Rangers alumni game, and we're finally getting around to making some good use of some of those funds. And so the facelift that the township has been doing over the couple of years, hopefully we'll be able to put a little lipstick on that as well, with some things that will further benefit our players and the community. So thank you so very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'll be quiet now.
Great job. Our next council, I have a Special Olympics recognition. I know we look forward to that every year in council chambers when they come, and unfortunately we can't do it this year. But I have I'd like to acknowledge our Special Olympic athletes with certificates that they will be receiving. And I have to apologize in advance. Some of the names are very difficult to read, but I will do my best. Usually the coaches are here to take that away from me, but I will do my best to acknowledge our swimmers. Connor Bile is Jaan, Lexi Bitacolo, Alex Casera, Rosemary Casera, Tyler Engelhart, Sarah Engelhart, Paige Giasulo, Mason Kerchansky, Victoria Kroll, Michael Lara. You might recognize that name. One of our participated in the United States Olympics a few years ago in the Special Olympics. Joey Miller, Paul Pantano, Tyler Riceley, Corey Sepper, Scott Solomon, Samuel Terry Ian, and Mark Zulef. In our track and field, we have Vijam Abdishubahan, Kyle Dowling, Rose Dowling, Sal Lupino, Dylan Madrid, Mahiv Nagan, Dennis Ray Gorgotsky, Nicholas Rulli, Vanessa Chauhan, and Bobby Vig. And again, I apologize if I messed up some of the last names. Our coaches. I can't say enough about the coaches or our Special Olympics. Coaches, we love you all. We're so fortunate to have you. And I'm sure you're a motivation and inspiration to many, as you are to me, for the time and patience that you put into this program. So coaches, Karen Lewicki, Jamie Lynn Little, John Rosali, and Kelsey Acer. Thank you for your efforts. We look forward to this every year to give these awards out. We know how much work goes into this, the Special Olympics, especially during a very challenging year. So council, hats off to our Special Olympians, our athletes, some of the finest, hardest working athletes that this town has. And again, they'll be getting their recognitions. Matt will be handing them out at a later date. We'll make sure they all get them. So again, a very big special hello to everyone. And again, thank you. Thank you, council. I think that's all I have. I apologize for taking so long. Thank you.
No, that's okay. I got my video.
So
This is all good
important.
things.
Thank you to all the volunteers and everything they do.
It truly is amazing, council, the volunteers and what they do for this community. Can't thank them enough.
Yep, we have a really
From our
wonderful.
volunteer firefighters,
Yep.
to our football coaches, to our hockey coaches, to our Special Olympic coaches. What can you say? I'm speechless.
Yeah, we're blessed. We're truly blessed. You're right,
Truly
Mayor.
are blessed.
We really are. Yep. Thank you so
Thank you.
much, Mayor, for sharing that with everyone. Congratulations to everyone. And thank you to everyone for all their effort that they make to make this such a wonderful town. Just getting off for a moment here. We're not meeting in person this evening. And the reason is because we're doing our renovation of our courtroom. This was something that's been long overdue. I get a lot of comments from, the public saying they can't hear well, the audio is not good, all kinds of, things that they feel needed improving. They call and say, I can't see this good, or we're not hearing things properly. So we decided that it was time to address this issue as well. And I'd like to just share with you where we are here in the progress of this project. Gabrielle is going to show you where we're at. Okay, so there we are. As you can see, everything has been totally removed, and we are now, going to start into the second phase, and we're very anxious to have this accomplished. So that's why we are here this evening in Zoom versus being in person. As you can see, it's a work in project we're working on. So hopefully we'll be together again soon. Thank you.
And so next we have the council.
Okay, next will be council appointments. I'd like a nomination for the Housing Authority, please.
I'd like to nominate Richard Colavita for the one-year term.
Do I have a second?
I'll second. Dr.
Okay.
Greenberg seconds, Bill, I seconds.
Mrs. Walker made the motion. Dr. Greenberg, I made the second.
So to be clear, this would be a term being appointed June 22nd, 2021 and expiring May 31st, 2022 for Richard Colavito.
2022.
So for a roll call vote, Ms. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. De Palma,
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli,
Yes,
Mr. Merwin,
Yes.
Mr. Murphy.
How long's the term?
It's 1-year term.
Yes.
Mr. Pescitti. Absent Deus. Mr. Rizzoli is absent. Ms. Walker.
Yes.
President Sohor.
Yes.
We have 7 ayes.
Okay, next I'd like to make another nomination for Housing Authority, please. This is for a 2-year term.
I'd like to nominate Kathy Fernback.
Okay,
second.
all right, nomination made by Mrs. Walker, second by Dr. Greenberg Belli.
And to clarify, this is a 2-year appointment commencing on June 22nd, 2021 to expire May 31st, 2023 for Kathy Fernback. For a roll call vote, Ms. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. De Palma,
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli,
Yes,
Mr. Merwin. You're muted, Mr. Merwin. I see a thumbs up. I'm going with a yes. Mr. Murphy,
Yes.
Mr. Pescitti,
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli is absent. Ms. Walker,
Yes.
President Sohor.
Yes,
We have 8
Yes.
ayes.
okay. Next will be our bill listing. Mrs. Walker, please.
Accounts payable, June 22nd, 2021 $30,478,159.03.
Do I have a motion?
Second.
A move by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mr. De Palma.
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. De Palma?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli?
yes,
Mr. Merwin?
Yes.
Got it. Mr. Murphy? Absent days. Mr. Piscitty?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli is absent. Ms. Walker?
Yes.
President Sohor?
Yes.
We have 7 ayes.
Payroll, May 14, 2021, $884,364.93.
Do I have a motion?
move
Move it.
it,
Okay.
I'll
a
second.
Okay,
I'll
moved by
second.
Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mr. De Palma.
Ms. Brown? Yes. Mr. De Palma?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli?
yes,
Mr. Merwin?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Piscitty?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli is absent. Ms. Walker?
Yes.
President Sohor?
Yes.
We have 8 ayes.
Payroll overtime, May 14, 2021, $30,514.04.
Do I have a motion?
move
Move
it,
it. Second.
A move by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mr. De Palma and Mr. Shaw. May we have a breakdown, please?
Thank you, Council President. As Councilwoman Walker indicated, the total overtime for this pay period was $30,514.04. There was no uptick in any other area. The total overtime per sworn police officer was $19,782.13. Deduct grants, $5,660.85. Deduct ETO, $671.01. The net overtime was $13,450.27, representing 275 man and women hours. Can you hear me? Okay.
yes,
Yes.
The pandemic cost during this pay period was $1,932.19. There was no special event and no officer was on light duty or quarantine at this pay period.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Shaw.
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. De Palma?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli?
yes,
Mr. Merwin?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Piscitty?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli is absent. Ms. Walker?
Yes.
President Sohor?
Yes.
We have 8 ayes.
Payroll, May 28, 2021, $896,761.44.
Do I have a motion?
move it,
Second.
Second.
Okay, moved by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mr. De Palma.
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. De Palma?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli?
yes,
Mr. Merwin?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Piscitty?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli is absent. Ms. Walker?
Yes.
President Sohor?
Yes,
We have 8 ayes.
thank you.
Payroll overtime, May 28, 2021, $38,219.49.
Do I have a motion?
move it,
Move it. Second.
Moved by Mr. Murphy, second by,
Dr. Greenberg,
okay, Belli. May we have a breakdown, Mr. Shaw?
Yes, Council President, thank you. As Councilwoman Walker indicated, the total overtime for this pay period was $38,219.49. There was overtime in our parking utility related to repairs, parking lot light repairs at Westminster and Inverness. The total overtime for sworn officer for this pay period was $25,000 $174.61. Deduct grant, $5,132.27. Deduct ETO, $3,584.65. Net overtime for this pay period was $16,457.69, representing 287 man and women hours. The pandemic cost was $2,015.44. No special event, no IOD or light duty or quarantine for officers.
Thank you.
Ms. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. De Palma,
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli,
yes,
Mr. Merwin,
Yes.
Mr. Murphy. Absent Dias, Mr. Piscitty,
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli is absent. Ms. Walker,
yes.
President Zohor.
Yes.
We have 7 ayes.
Payroll, June 11, 2021, $861,534.41.
Do I have a motion?
Move it,
Second.
Moved by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mr. Piscitty.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Ms. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. De Palma,
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli,
yes.
Mr. Merwin. Absent
Yes.
Dias. Oh, yes. Mr. Murphy,
Yes.
Mr. Piscitty,
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli is absent. Ms. Walker,
Yes.
President Zohor.
Yes.
We have 8 ayes.
Payroll overtime, June 11, 2021, $39,590.43.
Do I have a motion?
Move it,
Second.
Okay, moved by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mr. Pescetti. And again, Mr. Shaw, may we have a breakdown, please?
Thank you, Council President. As Councilwoman Walker indicated, the total overtime for this pay period was $39,590.43. There was no uptick in any of the departments. For a sworn police officer, the overtime was $32,249.58. Deduct grant, $12,205.20. Deduct ETO time, $7,181.50. The net overtime was $12,862.88. The representing 440 man and women hours. The pandemic cost in this pay period was $1,007.72. No special events, no IOD, light duty, and no officer was quarantined.
Thank you.
Ms. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. De Palma,
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli,
yes.
Mr. Merwin,
Yes.
Mr. Murphy. Absent Dias, Mr. Piscitty,
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli is absent. Ms. Walker,
Yes.
President Zohor.
Yes.
We have 7 ayes.
That concludes the bill list.
Okay, thank you very much, Councilwoman Walker. Next will be public hearing for second reading. The first one will be H1, Mass Assembly, Old Bridge Raceway Park, Rugged Maniac. I believe we have the attorney online, Gabriella.
I believe Kate Hilton's on. Ms. Hilton, I see a name on the screen, but I'm not sure if it's you because it's not your last name. Can you please raise your hand by pressing *6 or using the computer to use the option? Perfect.
Okay.
Ms. Hilton, so you can unmute yourself.
There we go.
Hi.
Hi, yes, it's me. I got married last Saturday. So
Oh, congratulations. Lots of luck.
thank you. Thank you very much.
Very nice. And thank you for being here this evening. Okay, so this
Absolutely.
one is, we're going to open it up.
So, Miss, I don't, is it Gray?
Ray?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
Mrs. Gray, can you please just give the council a summary of the event that you're planning for the Mass Assembly for the Rugged Maniac, please?
Sure. So it's for July 17th. It's a one-day mud run. We've had We've had it for a few years now. It starts, gates, they start at 8 a.m. They start the run at 9 a.m. and it concludes, last wave is at 3 p.m. and they would be done no later than 6 p.m. It used to be a 2-day mud run, but with everything that's been going on, they have changed to a 1-day for this year. And they're expecting kind of a lower count for runners because of all of everything with COVID.
Can you, per your application, it said you have a possible attendance list of 7,000. Can you confirm that, please?
That would be the max, but I have spoken with their organizer, Savannah, and they aren't anywhere near that. I don't have an update of what their registered racers are right now, but with what they are seeing in registration, they're expecting maybe more around 5, but that would be the max, would be the 7.
And just for informational purposes for our counsel and attorney, as part of the application, Raceway Park did submit a certificate of insurance naming the Township of Old Bridge additionally insured. They completed the mass assembly application. It was reviewed by our police department, OEM, and code, and those people involved and given the approvals by them. Their emergency action plan was submitted with their application, and they have confirmed 2 BLS and 1 ALS units because of the 7,000 maximum attendees. Does counsel or attorney have any questions for Ms. Gray?
No questions at this time.
Okay, anyone from the council have a question?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Merwin?
And I'll withdraw that. I don't have a question for the applicant. I'll take care of it in the house. I will withdraw that. I don't have a question for the applicant. It's an in-house thing and I'll take care of that.
Okay, all right, no worries. We just couldn't hear you. Your audio was a little off. No problem. Okay, anyone else? Any other council member? No, seeing no hands, then we will open it up to the public for.
It doesn't
no,
need a
it's
public.
okay.
Yeah, it's just a hearing.
Oh,
on
it's a
it.
hearing. That's
Yes.
right. Okay, very good. So do I have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Okay, so moved by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mr. Pescetti.
Okay, Ms. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. De Palma,
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli,
Yes.
Mr. Merwin,
Abstain.
abstain. I'm sorry. Mr. Murphy,
Yes.
Mr. Pescetti,
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli is absent. Ms. Walker,
Yes.
President Zohor.
Yes.
We have 7 ayes and 1 abstention.
Okay, thank you. And thank you for being on, Mrs. Gray. Congratulations again.
No problem. Thank you guys very much.
Okay. Next will be H2, an ordinance of the Township of Old Bridge, amending Chapter 250 of the Code of the Township of Old Bridge entitled Old Bridge Township Land Development Ordinance by amending 250-38.1 entitled Economic Development Ordinance. Economic Development Opportunity District Zoning and Design Standard.
We don't have a garbage room. Huh?
I told you I didn't. Who's going?
So you can ask if there's a motion on the floor, and
Yep.
Vina has been promoted to panelist if there's any questions.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Vina, our planner is here and she has been promoted to panelist status. So does anyone from the council have any questions for her this evening? No? Seeing no hands, then thank you, Vina.
Thank you, Council.
Okay.
So if any public would like to make a comment on this ordinance and this ordinance only, you can raise your hand. Instructions to raise your hand are on the screen. Our call-in number for Zoom is 929-205-6099. Our Zoom ID is 871-7010-0374. And the passcode to this meeting is 391486. Once you're in the meeting, from your phone, you can press *9. From your Mac or PC, you can press Option or Alt-Y. In your phone app, you can choose the raise hand option, and the same from your computer app. I'll announce your name or the last four digits of your phone numbers. Please state your name and address for the record. I have BWS has their hand raised. Please state your name and address for the record.
Am I on?
Yes, you are.
Oh, I have no idea what they're changing in terms of the standards for economic development here.
Can you please state your name and address for the record?
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Peter Shearer, 19 Merritt Terrace, Matawan, New Jersey, 07747.
Sir, so this is your time to make a comment on the ordinance.
Right.
Yeah, I'm afraid that I just have no idea what details they're attempting to change.
Well, we had.
Irina, can you explain?
Yeah, sure. So the only change in this ordinance is section 250-38.1A and B6A. The only change is one word. So in the bulk table, it says minimum floor area ratio, whereas the word minimum has been replaced by maximum. Typically, in any township ordinance, you will see that there is a limitation on the floor area ratio. And in the bulk table, you will see a maximum floor area ratio that is allowed. This was a typographic error, which we are trying to fix, but there is no other change.
So you're saying that this is going to allow more table area or more floor area?
No, this will limit it to the floor area that is specified for the zone.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your comments.
Thank you.
I have no other hands raised, Council President.
Okay. In that case, we had no questions from council members. So if not, we're going to take a motion.
I'll move it.
A second.
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 Okay. So it's moved by Mr. Merwin, second by Mr. De Palma.
Ms. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. De Palma,
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli,
Yes.
Mr. Merwin,
Yes.
Mr. Murphy, absent is Mr. Piscitty,
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli is absent, Ms. Walker,
Yes.
and President Sower.
Yes.
We have 7 ayes.
Just make sure we say everybody that's here. Okay.
You want me to announce
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Per the request of our attorney, I am going to announce all those who are currently present on the meeting. Everyone had joined by 7:45 this afternoon is Ms. Brown, Mr. De Palma, Dr. Greenberg Belli, Mr. Merwin, Mr. Murphy, Mr. Piscitty, Ms. Walker, and President Sohor. Mr. Rizzoli remains absent.
Okay. Thank you very much. Next is H3, an ordinance amending the code of the Township of Old Bridge, specifically 250-40 of the Land Development Code of the Township of Old Bridge entitled Permitted Uses. Is there anyone from the council who has any questions or concerns about this? Okay. Seeing no hands, then we will open it up to the public. This would be the opportunity for the public to call in on this particular second reading ordinance.
This is for public comment only on Chapter 250 of the Land Development Code entitled Permitted Uses. Again, if you'd like to make a comment, please raise your hand by pressing *9 on your phone, Option or Alt-Y on your Mac or PC, or the raise hand option on your phone or computer app. I have Hugh Giordano. Please state your name and address for the record, please.
Yes, Hugh Giordano, 57 Argyle, Blackwood, New Jersey. Is this ordinance in regards to to banning cannabis?
No.
No, is that the next, that's the next one, I believe, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, sorry, thank you. That's what I'm looking for. I apologize.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Council President, there are no other hands raised.
Okay, seeing no other hands, then and the council had no concerns, I would like to ask for a motion, please.
Move it.
Second, someone?
Second.
Okay, moved by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mr. De Palma.
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. De Palma?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy? Absent Ayes. Mr. Piscitty?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli is absent. Walker?
Yes.
President Zohor?
Yes.
We have 7 ayes.
Okay, next will be H4, an ordinance amending the code of the Township of Old Bridge, specifically 250-42 of the Land Development Code of the Township of Old Bridge entitled Prohibited Uses. Does the council have any questions or concerns?
Madam Chairperson,
Yes, Mr. Merwin.
are you able to hear me or?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. This is the marijuana one, right?
Correct. Well, it includes, yes.
Right. This is doing nothing except what we did last time, except this is now mandated by the state statute that if we don't take action, then we lose all of our rights. And we are just doing what we did last year, and hopefully we'll come back and entertain the uses if we wish, but this is something that was required by the state statute, that, and all the other towns in the area have done the same thing, except we're the only ones getting beat up on it. So,
Well, I'll let our attorney though, Mr. Rizzo, can you please just reaffirm what he's saying?
Why, certainly. So basically what happened was when the state enacted legislation to legalize cannabis, it then set a schedule by which municipalities were given an opportunity to either opt in or opt out. That date was set for August 22nd. In the event that a municipality had not acted by August 22nd of this year, it then would be precluded for the next 5 years to do anything, and then it would be locked into permitting cannabis use. The statute itself recognizes 6 different licenses. And what this ordinance does at this time, and I think as Councilman Merwin had said, I think the overwhelming majority of municipalities in New Jersey have prohibited at this time. And a lot has to do with because there's a lot of unknown. The state in its infinite wisdom enacted the legislation signed by Governor Murphy, but they also indicated that they would establish certain regulations, but those regulations aren't out yet. And actually they're not due out until August 22nd, about the same time. So I think a lot of municipalities didn't feel it was in their best interest to act in the dark. Obviously it's a new avenue that many municipalities have not had an opportunity to weigh, to determine where, if in fact they want any of the 6 uses, where they'd want it located. The state gave them a short period of time within which to act. And obviously especially with respect to land use ordinance, which this is, it's a little more complicated in that you have to introduce it, refer it to the planning board for consistency review, which I believe they did issue their consistency review, and it comes back to the board. So this is the action, again, that at this time would prohibit any of the licenses that were permitted under the state statute. But again, as Mr. Merwin had said, previously, the town had an ordinance that prohibited this type of use. So it's not anything new, but because the law changed, they were required to enact a new ordinance. And again, I think the overwhelming majority of municipalities in New Jersey have done the same.
We appreciate it. Okay, so next, if no other council member have a comment, anyone? No? Okay, then we will now open this. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, Ms. Brown, do you have something?
No.
Oh, okay, then we will open it up.
President Chairman?
Yes, yes, Mr. Murphy.
Yes, I just like to, I missed the comments, right?
On this particular item?
Council comments.
No, you can speak now if you like to the issue of the prohibited uses. We're on that ordinance.
Okay, do you want, did they have council comments yet?
No, not yet. Not,
Okay, I'll wait for that.
Broad council comments, no, that's later on. This would be commenting just for this specific ordinance.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Anyone else? Okay, seeing no one else, then we will open it to the public.
This public portion of the meeting is limited to comments on Chapter 250-40 of the Land Development Code entitled Prohibited Uses. To raise your hand, please press *9 Option or Alt-Y from your Mac or PC, or the raise hand option on your phone or computer app. Please state your name and address for the record. I've just enabled talking for Hugh Giordano. Please state your name and address for the record.
Yes, I got the right one this time.
Yeah.
Hugh Giordano, 57 Argyle, Blackwood, New Jersey. Council, I'm coming to you as a representative of the United Food and Commercial Workers Union. As you know, the UFCW is the official labor union that represents cannabis workers from seed to sale under the guise of the AFL-CIO. And we are a national labor union of 1.3 million hardworking families. We oppose this opt-out ban. It hurts good jobs. That's the bottom line at this point. New Jersey has the best labor laws, besides maybe Connecticut now that just passed adult use, when it comes to cannabis. These comes with living wages, sick time, vacation, dental, vision, retirement. These are real careers, educated careers, people with chemistry, botany, horticulture. Now, I know that people say you have to opt out. You didn't have to opt out. City of Bayonne took the time, they went through, they did exactly what you talked about, went through their zoning, where they want to put it, and they made an ordinance. Not only does that ordinance decide what they want to have, but they decided how many of those licenses that they're going to have. The City of Bayonne ordinance also lays out application fees, renewal fees. It also lays out a merit-based application system. So they did all the hard work for you. At this point, it's just sitting down and having a conversation. And it's been a hot topic for 2 to 4 years at this point. And as a labor representative, I'm just disappointed that we didn't have the time to really sit down and move it forward now. And instead, we're doing a second ban. And it's unfortunate because it hurts good jobs. So I would ask you to please consider the Bayonne ordinance. And I would also ask you to visit the Garden State Dispensary. And if you're interested, please call me at the Union Hall. Again, I'm from the UFCW, Local 152. And we would ask you to please table this ordinance. Thank you.
Next, I have Lefty Grimes, sativacross.org. Please state your name and address for the record, please.
Good evening, Council. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
This is Edward Lefty Grimes. I'm with sativacross.org. We're a 501c3 here in New Jersey advocating for the sick and disabled. I used to live in Old Bridge, right across the street from the police station there. This ordinance is very hurtful to disabled vets. It includes medical cannabis, and you're actually hurting the troops. And I don't know why. I don't understand why you would want to disrupt the supply chain of medicine to the sick and the dying. That's a wartime move. When you disrupt the supply chain of medicine to the troops and to other people, that's a wartime move. And I want to know who you're at war with and why are you at war with these people that are sick and dying, suffering. You're supposed to put the last first. There must be a Christian on that council somewhere that believes in putting the last first. And that's what we're not doing. I ask every council to do this, and I ask you to spend a day in a wheelchair. I've asked you this before, and nobody's answered me. Spend a day in a wheelchair, especially in Old Bridge, and tell me how far you'd want to go for your medicine in a wheelchair. Oh, you say you can get it delivered. No, you can't get it delivered. It's not deliverable. Nobody has delivered it since Jake's Law was passed. And that's another charge we have. We need your help because these charges are ridiculous. We're getting taxed by the state 7%. We're getting taxed by the towns 2%. And these towns that are taxing our cannabis, I call it a wheelchair tax, a cancer tax, a multiple sclerosis tax. These towns are not even giving us wheelchair access. So we don't even have representation for that taxation. We're getting taxed and we're not getting what we need in the wheelchairs. But you're taxing our wheelchairs. And you're taxing vets. I mean, I just don't understand how, when the Taliban catches our troops, they're compelled to give them medicine, as according to the Geneva Convention. You're not even doing according to the Geneva Convention. No, you don't even do the work of the Taliban. The Taliban treats our troops better than you guys. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous and sad that Old Bridge has done this to our troops, our vets. I thought we support the vets in Old Bridge. How about the sick ones with the guns in their mouths? 22 a day are blowing their heads off. What are you doing about it in Old Bridge? Oh, you're making their lives harder. Oh, good job, Old Bridge. Make the suicidal vets' lives harder than they already have it. Shame on you. Shame on you. You should take your American flag down. You're shame on you. Absolutely shameful. Treating our vets horrible. Treating children with cancer like this. Have you ever seen somebody suffering from cancer? Have you ever seen someone in a wheelchair? Because that's what it takes. That's what it takes. I just saw Brian Stack over the last week. And Brian say, hey, Brian, as a senator, he voted yes for cannabis. Vote no as a mayor. He did not vote no as a mayor. He voted for medical cannabis as a mayor. And he voted against the tax. He voted against the tax.
Brian, your 3 minutes has expired. Thank you for your comments.
Thank you.
Council President, I don't have any other hands raised.
Okay, then
for this comment.
we will close the public portion and I will ask for a motion.
Madam President, just for clarification, when you ask for the motion, you just clarify that it's a motion to adopt so that the record's clear.
Yes, absolutely. A motion to adopt this ordinance amending the code, specifically 250-42 of the Land Development Code of Old Bridge, prohibitive uses. Do we have a motion?
Move it.
A second?
I'll second it.
Okay, moved by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Councilwoman Walker.
Ms. Brown? Ms. Brown?
I said no.
Oh, I didn't hear you. I apologize.
Okay.
Mr. De Palma?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin?
I am going to vote yes, exactly for the reasons that the gentleman just put forth. The state entered into this thing, causing us to do this without any sight of their own on how to solve these problems.
Mr. Murphy?
Abstain.
Mr. Piscitty?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli is absent. Ms. Walker?
Yes.
President Sohor?
Yes.
We have 6 ayes, 1 no, and 1 abstention.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Next will be our consent agenda. I'd like to ask for a motion and a second, and then we will take separations.
Make a motion to move it?
Second.
Motion to move by Mr. Piscitty, second by Dr. Greenberg Belli. Now, Gabriella will ask for separations.
Ms. Brown, do you have any separations?
No, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. De Palma, do you have any separations?
Yes. 7, 14, 15, 21, and 23.
1 second.
I have 7, 14, 15, 21, and 23.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Thank
23.
you.
Okay.
Dr. Greenberg Belli, do you have any separations?
No, thank you.
Mr. Merwin, do you have any separations?
Number 20.
1 second.
And that's all?
Yeah.
20? Okay, I just want to make sure. Mr. Murphy, do you have any separations? Absent from
No.
Dave? Okay, thank you. Mr. Piscity, do you have any separations?
No separations, Gabrielle. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Rizzoli is absent. Ms. Walker, do you have any separations?
No, thank you.
President Sower, do you have any separations?
Yes, C4.
C4. Okay,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Excuse me, C5.
C5.
Yep.
Voting for the phones.
Okay. So I will ask for a motion to pass the balance.
You have a
Move
motion.
it.
to postpone.
Oh, that's right, we do.
You have a
I'm sorry.
motion.
Yep,
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Ms. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. De Palma,
Yes.
Then,
Dr. Greenberg Belli,
Yes.
Mr. Merwin,
Yes.
Mr. Murphy,
Yes.
Mr. Piscity,
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli is absent. Ms. Walker,
Yes.
President Sohor.
yes.
We have 8 ayes for the remainder of the consent.
Okay, thank you. The first separation was mine, C5, and it's the contract awarding the construction for Morganville Road resurfacing. And this was Grant and Capital, and I'm just pleased for that area down there by Cedar Ridge and Yardley Manor that they are finally going to get this paved. It's been a long time in coming, but I think it's going to be, when it's done, it's going to be really so much better for that whole area of town. So I'm just very pleased to see this. And if no one has any questions, I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
Second.
Okay, motion by myself and second by Mr. De Palma.
Ms. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. De Palma,
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli,
Yes.
Mr. Merwin,
Yes.
Mr. Murphy, Mr. Murphy, you're muted. Absent days for C5, Mr. Murphy. Mr. Piscity,
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli is absent. Ms. Walker,
Yes.
President
Sohor.
Yes.
We have 7 ayes.
Okay, next will be C14, Councilman.
C7.
C7, I'm going, boy, Councilman De Palma.
Yeah, so I was just having trouble bringing it up on Novus for whatever reason. I couldn't get this one up. So either Mr. Shah or Ms. Sawant, what exactly is that for? What part of town for resurfacing?
Eric, Councilwoman De Palma, it's for the entire town.
Okay.
The road selected to our road list. Nicole, if you are there, do you have the list? But I can certainly mail you the list of roads that are included in that.
No, I just couldn't, Mr. Shah, I just couldn't open it up, so I wasn't sure if it was something specific or if it was something. So this is more broadly for all of the things. I guess we talked about it in January, February. So
Yes,
that
and
list
part of
of,
the, when we do
Okay.
capital program, we talked about it. So this is gonna be covering the entire town, different roads, based
Okay.
on the priority list that we had put together, and council had approved that, so.
Okay.
But
All right,
I'll get the email to you.
all right, great. Yeah, I just needed clarification because I couldn't open it up and I didn't want to vote on something I couldn't open up and look at. So
No
thank
problem.
you. If there's no other question, I'll move it.
Okay, second.
Second.
Yep. Mr. De Palma.
Mr. De Palma and Mr. Pesky.
Ms. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. De Palma,
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli,
Yes.
Mr. Merwin,
Abstain.
Mr. Murphy,
Yes.
Mr. Piscity,
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli is absent. Ms. Walker,
Yes.
President Sohor.
Yes.
We have 7 ayes and 1 abstain.
Okay, next will be C14, Mr. De Palma.
So we could, if we can, we could probably put 14 and 15 together because they're really related to the same item, which is just the electric vehicle charging. So I wanted to thank Kyle, Himanshu, and everyone else, Nicole, Dina, for kind of getting this done. I know I was a little bit of a pain when I first came on council talking to you guys about this. And I know you kind of had some stuff in the works already with electric charging, but I do appreciate getting this done. I look forward to the charging unit getting put into the town. I guess possibly outside of the library, I think Kyle was saying. So I think it's a great step forward. Hopefully more to come with either electric charging or solar power or something like that. I think it's where we need to go towards the future. And I just wanted to thank you guys for getting that done.
Okay, so you're making a motion for C.
For 14 and 15, because they're related, because they're both it's the money that's going towards that charger.
All right. Anyone else? Motion made by Mr. De Palma, second.
Second.
Mrs. Walker is the second.
Thank you. Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. De Palma?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin? Thumbs up. I see it. Mr. Merwin said yes.
Okay.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Piscitty?
No.
Mr. Rizzoli is absent. Ms. Walker?
Yes.
President Sohor?
Yes.
We have 7 ayes, 1 no.
Okay, next will be C20. Councilman Merwin?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, unfortunately, back during the Vietnam War, Lawrence Harbor lost 2 of their residents. Very small section of town. We lost 2 of our residents. And I've been riding around and I'm seeing all these highways named in after people. And I say, what, down to Lawrence Harbor, I'm saying, what 2 men would better exemplify having their highway named after them than Walter Babe Schmidt and James Francisco, both the local residents who were killed in the Vietnam War. And so I reached out to Senator Thompson, and he said the first thing that we should do is get a resolution passed by the town supporting it, and that he would take it and run it by the DOT. And so I think this is the first step, and that is why it's up there. And I would hope that we get the support that we name, the northbound lanes for one of them and the southbound lanes for the other. And they're duly recognized. I mean, they were killed during a very, a war that was not very popular. All right. So I would hope that everybody supports this. And so if nobody has any other questions, I would move.
Okay, motion by Councilman Moran. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Mr. De Palma.
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. De Palma?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Piscitty?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli is absent. Ms. Walker?
Yes.
President Sohor?
Yes.
We have 8 ayes.
Okay, next will be C21, Mr. De Palma.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, so just again, this is really just to highlight the light that's finally going at 34 and Amboy. So I know it's a long time coming, Council President Soho, Vice President Walker. I know this was a fight that you guys been having for many, many decades. And, I think it's a great thing happening. Tried to make a left-hand turn at it the other day, and I was smiling when I was able to, knowing that in due time, we'll be able to do it safely at a light instead of looking both ways and, doing the saying Hail Marys as you're making that turn. So I'm happy that it's happening and that everything is moving along.
Anyone else for any comment on this? Okay, seeing no.
Yeah, wait, I want to, sorry, we didn't hit the button. I just said I'm very glad it's coming finally, and I hope they move very quickly with it and
don't drag their feet because we've been waiting over 20 years already. And the road's getting more dangerous by the day. I actually had some people come to my house the other day and they were complaining about it. So I just hope the state doesn't drag their feet with it.
Yeah, and thank you. I wanted to thank Nicole for all her help as well, because she really has really been dedicated to trying to get this to move forward for us. So it's very appreciated for all the hard work, working with DOT and getting this finally on the road to being accomplished. I really am so pleased as well to see it. So if there's who would like to make the motion?
I'll move it.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, moved by Councilman De Palma, second by Councilwoman Walker.
Ms. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. De Palma,
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli,
Yes.
Mr. Merwin,
Yes.
Mr. Murphy,
Yes.
Mr. Piscitty,
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli is absent. Ms. Walker,
Yes.
President Zohor.
Yes.
We have 8 ayes.
Okay, next will be C23, Mr. De Palma.
Yeah. So again, this is just clarification. Is this based off of the discussion we had with the Cotswold Transit Village? This is just our resolution, right? And for the MOU for that Transit Village, Mr. Shah?
Yeah, Councilman De Palma. Yes, it is related to that, but it is more of a state DOT is applying for federal grants for that project. And they need our support for that. So this resolution is assisting state in applying for federal funds for that, the improvement in that area.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, do you have any other questions?
Nope, I'll move it.
Okay, moved by Councilman De Palma. Second, Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Ms. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. De Palma,
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli,
Yes.
Mr. Merwin,
Yes.
Mr. Murphy, absent Dias, Mr. Piscitty,
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli is absent. Ms. Walker,
Yes.
President Zohor.
Yes.
We have 7 ayes.
Okay, that will conclude the consent agenda. And now we will go on to discussion ordinance. Ordinance amending Chapter 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Article 1, Traffic Regulations, Section 10-8, Parking Regulations, amending Section 10-8.7, Parking Prohibited at all times on certain streets. Mr. Merwin?
Mr. Merwin?
Mr. Merwin?
There we go. All right, this is on the corner of Valley and between Lawrence Parkway and Morningside Avenue. The road has a rather sharp bend there and we have vehicles parking on it. I've gotten several emails from the residents in there, the school buses. The location utilizes a school bus stop. School buses go around there on the other side of the street. Cars are almost hitting head on. Matter of fact, I was talking to somebody the other day. They said they come around and there was the guy walking in the road. He almost hit him. It's not a new problem there. The PD had checked it in the past, but there was some vagueness in the ordinance and it only accounted for a certain section of no parking. So what this does is both sides of the street brings it up to 145 feet to where it's safe and the road straightens out for parking. And believe me, parking is a premium down there in Ward 1. So, that is, I wouldn't be putting it forward, only that it's creating a little problem down there and the residents are a little concerned about it.
Very much, Mr. Merwin. Does anyone else, any other council member have a question about this?
Madam President?
Yes, Mr. Pasquetti.
Yeah, I would just wonder, was there any traffic study done, or did anybody research if there has been any accidents in that area? I mean, I think it's good to be proactive, but I would just like a little more information if we can get it.
It's Mark Roselli, just for purposes of dictating whether or not you want parking, a traffic study is not necessary. Just one question we had, Mr. Merwin, was that, because we had no other indication, but it's the length of the road on both sides, and I'm not sure if that's what you wanted, but that's the way it's drafted.
Yes, it was, listen, I have no problem with Tony's recommendation that we get our traffic and safety department to give us a report on it. My concern is that school will be starting up in September, and since we're kind of like in our summer hiatus, you know, meetings are limited. It's going to take longer, so this would put it off until October. You know, so that was my concern of trying to get it done sooner. But I have no problem with getting a report from the PD. And I think they would agree. I know they've been out there, so you know, I have no problem with that.
Okay,
If we can get a report, if we can put this up and have the report for the next meeting, that would be great.
okay. All right, thank you, Mr. Merwin. Anyone else for discussion on this?
Madam President, if I may.
Yes, Mr. Pescetti, yes.
Yeah, Councilman Merwin, what is there? I'm not really familiar with that specific area. I was just wondering, have you identified who exactly is parking there? Number one, and number two is, would it be possible to actually widen the road in that area to allow those folks to park, since it's such a premium?
Question two, the answer to your second question is no, there's no room to widen the road. And the people that park there know that they're creating a problem. They're the ones that found the loophole in the current ordinance, and so they haven't been, you know, too accommodating as to the concerns of the other residents. So that is the reason. So that's it. If you went down to Lawrence Harbor and you're going down Lawrence Parkway and you make a right on the valley, it's right there, you know, for, you know, that until you get past Morningside.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pescetti. Anyone else for a question or a comment? Okay, so we are going to ask to have the report for the next meeting. Mr. Shaw?
Mr. Merwin, you're muted.
I apologize. I had to step out, but we'll get the report done by the next meeting. Yes.
And I would request that it be written up and move up for first reading at the next meeting. So when we have the report, we can.
Yeah, because it's time sensitive. Yeah. Okay.
I just want to know if Nicole is here. I'm going to ask police and Nicole to give the report put together. Okay.
Okay.
One other thing, Council President.
Yes.
Sorry.
It's okay.
In the meantime, do you think it would be prudent to put in temporary no parking in that area if school starts and this isn't completed? So
yeah, that would still require an ordinance. You can't just put temporary no parking sign unless there's an emergency.
Well, I think we're gonna, hopefully it sounds like we'll be on track for this. If we get the reports and it's ready to go at the next meeting, I think we should be on track, correct, for it to be ready?
Council President, Nicole is on. Nicole, yes. Can you respond, please?
I'm sorry, I missed the beginning. I had to step away from my computer, but we were talking about which is the item on the agenda?
The item on the agenda, it's on discussion ordinance for the ordinance amending chapter 10. It's related to the parking regulation.
Oh, for Valley, yeah, yep.
So could we get the report to the council before the next council meeting?
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you, Councilman. We'll get the report to the council next meeting.
All right. Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. All right, so next will be the report of the township clerk.
Thank you. I have no report tonight.
Okay, the township attorney.
Nothing to report, Madam President.
Okay, and the administrative report, Mr. Shah.
Thank you, Council President. The administrative report for June 22nd, 2021. By the way, I email everyone the report. Item number 1, 2021 annual road resurfacing program. On June 10, 2021, bids were received, open and read in public for the 2021 annual road resurfacing contract number 2021-38 from 14 contractors. MECO Inc. was the lowest bidder at $1,179,186.27. Work includes milling, resurfacing, pavement stripping and markings, replacement of inlet grades and headpieces, and construction of ADA compliance curb ramps on 29 township roads. Award of this contract is included on tonight's consent agenda. The project will be funded through capital bonds and District 1 and 2 transportation pro rata funds. Construction is scheduled for summer 2021. Item number 2, Morganville Road resurfacing. On June 10, 2021, bids were received, open and read in public from 14 contractors for Morganville resurfacing contract number 2021-34. Lucas Brothers Inc. was the lowest bidder at $381,381. This project is set for resurfacing of Morganville Road from Old Bridge, Manawan Road, County Route 56 to County Route 16 to our municipal border with Aberdeen Township, approximately 0.87 miles. In general, the work includes milling, resurfacing, pavement stripping and markings, replacement of inlet grades and headpieces, and construction of ADA compliance curb ramps. The project will be funded through NJDOT Municipal Aid Program in the amount of $341,510 and capital bond in the amount of $39,871. Item number 3, Civic Center amphitheater retaining wall and stairwell replacement. On May 6, 2021, bids were received, open and read in public for the Civic Center amphitheater retaining wall and stairwell replacement, contract number 2021-36. Construction includes the removal and replacement of existing southern retaining wall and stair system, the amphitheater tiered modular block seating wall, and new concrete sidewalk around the retaining wall. Award of this contract has been included in tonight's consent agenda with the construction schedule for summer 2021. Item number 4, Old Bridge Summer Paper Shred event will be Friday, June 25th, 2021 from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Municipal Complex, rain or shine. This event is for Old Bridge residents only, no businesses. There will be maximum of 2 file boxes per car. Item number 5, Household Hazardous Waste Day is on Sunday, June 27th from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Township Municipal Complex, rain or shine. Visit oldbridge.com/recycling for the full list of items that can be brought here. Item number 6, construction code office are operating from Silver Lining building temporarily. Construction renovation commenced at the end of May and the project is to be completed by October 21. Signage was placed for the public to find this temporary location at the Silver Lining for services. Item number 7, Parks and Recreation is now hiring for the following before and after care position. site supervisor, assistant site supervisor, aides, nurses, and paras. The before and after care program will start in September with the beginning of the new school year. Item number 8, 4th of July holidays. On Monday, July 5th, 2021, all municipal offices will be closed for business in observance of 4th of July holiday. That concludes my report. I have two more items to say. I want to recognize, I want to alert the council, council is aware of that Kyle Harris, our Department of Public Works Director, is leaving us to go for a better job as a business administrator. I want to thank Kyle for 4 years of his great services. I think he brought in just tremendous improvement procedures in the Public Works Department, and it has served Township residents very well, and to all of us. And so I want to thank Kyle for all his dedicated time and efforts. And I think Mayor wants to add to that.
Yes, I'd like to echo Mr. Shah's comments and personally and publicly thank Kyle for his efforts over the last 4 years. He's a professional's professional. He's met every challenge that came his way. He met it head on. He faced some challenges with the snow, with the weather, and just everything that Kyle had to deal with, he dealt with it, and he's going to be missed. But I do appreciate his effort, and I want to wish him, his family, nothing but the very best in the future, and we will be here. To Kyle, and we wish him the best, and just a great job, Kyle. Thank you so much. And the residents of Old Bridge appreciate it. I've heard your name many a times when I've been out in public, and they can't thank Kyle Harris and his Public Works Department for all they've always gone above and beyond when it came to personal issues with our residents. So again, thanks, Kyle. Thank you.
Does anyone else have any questions or for Mr. Shah about the report? Comments?
Council President, I have one more things I want to, that came in, information came in late. Mayor and I have been contemplating and looking into offering summer hours for township employee from July 1st to Labor Day. This is not finalized. We want to start as of July 1st. And I want to just let the council know that the employee is going to work same number of hours, but instead of starting at 8:30, most of the offices will start at 8 and will be end at 4:30 p.m. versus 8:30 to 5. That is a normal schedule. In Public Works, they'll be starting at 6:30 a.m. and ending at 2:30 p.m. They will be not taking a couple of breaks to use, to save the 30 minutes of their time. Many department that works 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, well, there will be no change. I will alert the council and will make a public announcement if we can finalize that, a discussion with the union representative as well as the department. I just wanted to report that to the council.
Thank you, Mr. Shah.
Council President?
Yes, Mr. Pescetti.
Yeah, that's a great idea, Mr. Shah. I think it's a great idea. I support that. Also, on the item of Kyle departing our town, it's very sad to see him go. He for the last 4 years dealing with Kyle, nothing but pleasant. He responds very quickly to issues around the town, and he ran a tight ship. He's a good employee. I just wish him and his family the best, and I hope we can find somebody half as good to replace him. Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you, Councilman. I do agree. It's a big loss to us. We're going to work hard to hopefully find replacement as good as Kyle is with us.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Anyone else? Ms. Brown?
Yes, I just want to echo the sentiments as well. Kyle has been very, very helpful. He was here a bit before I started on the council, but he was always very helpful to me, very responsive. So I wish him well with all of his endeavors. I know he's going to do really, really great things. So congratulations to him.
Okay, anyone else? Mr. De Palma?
Yeah, so just like probably everybody else, Kyle, thank you very much. Excellent job. Our loss is another township's gain. Hopefully you do as well there as you did here. And hopefully you are a little bit closer to your home than you are now, because I know that it is quite a drive. So hopefully you'll get to spend a little bit more time with your family. So good luck. And Mr. Shah, for the employees, I think it's actually an excellent idea. I know that they were working through the pandemic all last year, and I think that's kind of lost on a lot of people because they are government employees, right? There's a lot of expectations put on them. I think it's, anything we could do for employees to build morale, to thank them, I think it's an excellent thing. I think it's an excellent idea, and, you probably have mostly, if not all, of our blessings.
Thank you. In reference to the Public Works, I just want to add to that Matt Mercurio, our Parks and Recreation Director, has accepted the challenge. He'll be made acting Public Works Director until we find a permanent replacement for Kyle. So I want to thank Matt for stepping up.
Okay, anyone else from the council?
Yes, I'd like to thank Kyle also. I always appreciated his professionalism and quick response in responding to residents' concerns. He always went above and beyond, and I wish him and his family all the best in the future. We'll miss him.
Anyone else?
Yes, hi, how you doing? It's John Murphy. Yes, I too want to thank the great job Kyle did and what a team him and Matt made. I just hope Matt finds somebody half as good as Kyle. When I called him with a problem, most of the time he was there before I even got there. And I hope he enjoys the job that he's getting and works just as well there as he did here. And that's all I have to say.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else?
Hello? Can
Ms.
you hear
Merwin?
me?
Yes, yes.
I've expressed personally to Kyle my thoughts, but he has definitely done a great job, and he's going to be missed. And hopefully he's taught those left behind to how to run that place. So it continues in a great way that it's been going. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Merwin. Anyone else? No? Okay, then I will just close this also by saying thank you, Kyle, for everything you've done for us. I think you did an excellent job. And it's a big town with a lot of challenges, and I really feel that you were up to the challenge, and you really did help us get through a lot of crazy times. So we do appreciate. I know we all wish you luck collectively, and we will all definitely miss you. Anyone else for a comment on Mr. Shah's report? Seeing no hands, I will ask.
I'd like to move it.
Okay.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Murphy, second by Councilwoman Belli.
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. De Palma?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Piscitty?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli is absent. Ms. Walker?
Yes.
President Zohor?
Yes,
We
and
have
good
8
luck,
ayes.
Kyle. Okay. Next will be public comment on any subject matter for a maximum period of 3 minutes.
The public comment portion of our meeting is to allow the public to bring to the council's attention their concerns or comments. This section is open for any topic or any items on our agenda. In accordance with NJSA 10-412A and the Old Bridge Rules of Council, the council asks that the public limit their comments to 3 minutes or less. The council will respect the public's time by refraining any comment until the speaker has finished their allotted time. It should be further noted that the public comment portion of our meeting is not structured as a question and answer session. If a member of the public has questions they seek answers to, an appointment can be made with the corresponding department's office during regular business hours. The township clerk will regulate time during the comment portion of our meeting. Instructions are currently on your screen for how you can raise your hand. If you'd like to make a comment, please raise your hand by pressing *9, choosing Option or Alt-Y from your Mac or PC, or using the raise hand option in your phone or computer app. At the close of the live council public comment, I will read the submitted comments that were received today to my email. First, I have Julian Torres. Can you please state your name and address for the record? Mr. Torres, you need to unmute yourself. Oh, there it is.
Good evening. Good evening.
Mr. Torres, please state your name and address for the record.
Julian Torres, 220 West Jersey Street, Elizabeth, New Jersey, 07202.
Good evening.
Good evening, all.
Council. Mr. Torres, you can make your comments to council now.
Good evening, council. My name is Mr. Torres on behalf of Bonafide Smoke and Barbecue. I am the owner of this establishment. I've been going through an ordeal trying to complete my food vending licensing for the township. Currently, I am stuck on consent step number 4 with the consents. I stand at 87 consent forms for my residence within a 500 feet of my location, which is 72 Route 34, Old Bridge, New Jersey, 0708857. Currently, I stand at 55 consent forms for my nearby residents. That's as far as I can give and get at this moment. There are a lot of tangibles completing my requirements to complete this process. One of them is mailing, zoning. I received a manifest from the engineering department that gave me a list of 87 residents. At the beginning of the year, I sent out 87 notices with a formal introduction, food menu, consent form, and a return post letter. 30 days went by, I only received 20 with less than a handful of return from the post office due to an error with the address. So I've been in contact with the town clerk's office, Nicole and Gabriella. They've been really resourceful and helpful throughout my whole journey, which I may state I've been on this journey since last year, just before the pandemic. However, moving forward this year, 2021, many obstacles, as I stated. The manifest, the 87 residents, you have issues with the postal, you have an issue with the proper addresses. I have residents that are reluctant to open their doors to new faces. I have residents that don't desire to sign any consent forms due to the time. I feel like they're hesitant. I'm scared because they don't know me, I don't know them, and considering the times that we live in right now. Fourth is some of the addresses are vacant. 5 would be dual residency, meaning a resident is occupied by the...
Mr. Torres, I'm sorry, your 3 minutes has expired.
Okay, that was quick. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Next, I have Rose Concepcion. Conception. I've asked you to unmute. Please address the council and state your name and address for the record.
Hi, my name is Rose Concepcion. I live in 956 Grove Street, Elizabeth, New Jersey, 07202. I'm actually one of Bonafide Smoking Barbecue's employees and just supporting him on this issue that we're having, trying to get the consent form so we could start and do our grand opening at the location mentioned from him. It has been very stressful trying to get our business there. And we would like to know if there's something that could be done to make this process easier and faster for us. We've been dealing with this since last year.
Rose, is that the completion of your comment?
Yes.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Council President, I don't have any other hands raised at this time for public comment.
Okay, then we will close the public comment portion and we will move on to council member comments.
We just had two other people raise their hands. Would you like to take their comments or?
Okay.
Mr. Torres, unfortunately, you can only speak once, so I do have to lower your hand. But I do have next Nina Joknowitz. Please state your name and address for the record.
Good evening, Council. My name is Nina Joknowitz. I live on West Greystone Road. And I actually wanted to give a shout out to the good men and women who both volunteer and are employed at the animal shelter. I've been working with them as well as several people within the county. As most people here and the council know, including the mayor. I'm working towards a rehabilitation license, and I will be the first when licensed in the county of Middlesex to rehabilitate animals, including rabbits, squirrels, and raccoons. This year, the shelter has brought to me several rabbits, which I have since released, many squirrels, and a handful of raccoons. Well, I'd love to thank them directly. They've been an amazing group of people that are working at the shelter and volunteering. They've done their good work in assisting people trying to capture animals that get loose. And I think that the council should do their part in thanking them for the work that they do. I think that the shelter needs to get a little bit bigger or advance themselves, but I want to thank them in this public environment for the work that they have been doing. And if anybody needs to discuss issues with raccoon infestation or squirrel infestation, rather than spending the thousands of dollars that is necessary to remove them in a less than benign way, they can reach out to me. I am available. My name is Joknowitz, Jochnowitz. And of course, they can reach out to the people at the shelter, and we can work to help them get moms and critters out without even having to do the rehabilitation of these babies. But in the meantime, I'd like to thank them again publicly in this forum for the great work that they're doing, and hope that we can advance the shelter program so that we can bring better help to the animals that we live around and with in our township community. Thank you, and have a great day. And Adina, you look lovely again, as always, and keep up the fight. And thank you very much.
Thank you. Disable. Next, I have Melanie Boone. Ms. Boone, please unmute yourself and state your name and address for the record. Miss, I have to move on.
Anybody else?
I have Matt Morgan.
Yep, Matt Morgan, Greenwood Road.
I just want to say it was really nice to see the update on Cottrell Farms Park at a prior meeting. It looks like it's going great. And it also sounded like they were making some moves to, get ahead of the game with some of the construction, which was great to hear. But it also sounded like there was like the hint of some concerns about, increasing cost of construction and securing the funds to pay for it. And, I know how tightly squeezed the town budget is. So I'm just calling to give my 2 cents now that, when the going gets tough, please stick with that project. It's going to be something beautiful for our town. I grew up here. The best change we've had is all this work between the town and Middlesex County to expand our park system so much. So don't stop now. I'm bringing this up really early in the process while there's only the slightest hint of this hesitation, because it is still early and, hopefully it makes a difference. I saw what happened with Menino Park. It's been over a decade. We got like a slice of the total plan there. And the Cottrell plan is way too good to leave any of that on the table. And on a related note to all that, I also really believe in this area that is our town center for all the fits and starts that concept has gone through. It is inching forward. And I found myself taking walks to that new coffee shop that opened up in town. I've noticed other people doing the same. So as that park is worked on and finished, or even right now in the immediate future, if there's anything we can do to improve the sidewalks in that area or add a pedestrian crossing closer to Higgins Road, it would really be in the best interest and safety of everyone who is now finding themselves going over there on foot. Hey, if this is something we need to lobby the county for, let us know. I'll call into those meetings too. Thank you for your time. Be good and be safe.
Council President, we have no more hands raised.
Okay, I need a motion to close the public portion.
Move it.
Second.
Okay, moved by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mrs. Walker.
Ms. Brown?
Yeah.
Mr. De Palma?
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Yes.
Mr. Merwin?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Piscitty?
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli is absent. Ms. Walker?
Yes.
President Sohor?
Yes. Okay, next will be.
Oh, I have to read the.
Yeah, next will be, Gabby's going to read the ones that were sent to her, emailed to her, the public.
Now that we've concluded live comments, this is the single comment that was received by email. This has been received by Krista Fisher, an Old Bridge resident. Her statement is, I am writing on behalf of many disheartened residents of Old Bridge. Unfortunately, tonight, I, along with many members of our community, was looking forward to attending a rally for unity to address our council members, but they conveniently are having a remote meeting. Although like a former rally, I'm sure members wouldn't face their residents and would just walk through the back of town council building rather than address concerns. Mark Rizzoli here is looking at you. Yet you did have the nerve to steal and Photoshop a photo from people who were actually there to offer support to your colleague who was threatened. John Murphy, your comments at the last council meeting were not only appalling, but they were untrue. To make accusations about someone and then say, oh, well, maybe you didn't say that is just outrageously ignorant. Then to be on record and state that no one talks to Adina, that was just disturbing. Adina Brown is one of the only council members who brings up vibrant ideas to make this town thrive. Ideas such as revamping vacant buildings into markets, but her ideas are shut down, aren't they? Everyone's bias affects wonderful ideas being utilized. Perhaps it would be good to have Old Bridge in the news for something positive and to not, that's a different one, sorry, and not to have to see headlines such as council member who was threatened with a hate crime is told she only cares about Black people by a fellow council member. It's embarrassing. This council is an embarrassment. I really hope that we have one council meeting that isn't filled with mind-numbingly racist comments. To all residents who are equally sickened by the behavior of these council members, remember to go out and vote out these closed-minded individuals. We need change, we need unity, and we need positive representation. Thank you. Council President, that's the only public comment I received by email.
Okay, thank you very much. Next will be council member comments.
Ms. Brown, your comments are first.
Yeah, none at this time. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, I just remembered something. I just wanted to congratulate a member of one of our local political parties for becoming a new grandfather and then also for becoming a new grandmother. So that's for Josh and Marta Goldberg. So just wanted to congratulate them it's good to hear something positive about our community members. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. De Palma?
Yes. Just wanted to wish all our students and teachers a wonderful summer. It's been a strange year, having kids home and then back to school, then back home, then back to school and being half days. I know, just talking with some of my daughter's friends as well as my friends who have children, everyone's looking forward to a somewhat normal or hopefully fully normal summer. I do hope that all our children and teachers get that and that we roll into September and we are back to our normal, hopefully our normal lives post this pandemic, where the kids could be in school full time all day, every day. That's all I wanted to say. Also, I hope everyone has a good summer. 4th of July is coming up, so everyone have a safe and healthy 4th of July. And that's all I had for today.
Thank you. Next, Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Yes, just thanks. I just want to say to the administration for the investment that they're making in the infrastructure throughout the town, road surfacing, improving the buildings, etc., and for everyone to have a safe and fun summer.
Thank you. Next, I have Mr. Merwin.
Yes, how are you? At the last meeting, we kind of hinted that Saltwater Day was back. Well, it's back. August 14th, from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. We already have the bands booked. We have the fireworks. We're going to have great food. We're going to have the beer garden. We're currently negotiating with New Jersey wine growers coming down and bringing their ware. And for the first time ever, we are going to have a tethered hot air balloon at Saltwater Day, where people will be able to, for about 2 hours during the day, probably there'll only be about 12 trips, but people will be able to purchase to take a trip on this tethered hot air balloon that was brought in by the great people at Remax across the street from the Municipal Center. And let me tell you, the bands we have, there's 80 Revolution. We've had them a couple of years back. They were great. They're coming in to open up the act this year. And then we have one of the greatest Motown bands around called Motor City Review. Go to the website. They're tremendous. We're going to have a lot of dancing that day. So come on out and enjoy the day. To all the council people, we're going to be looking for you to giving us some sound bites for the advertising for the event. So we'll be in touch with you. And again, congratulations, Kyle, on your new endeavors. It's a lot better being the boss than it is just being the boss. So good luck and enjoy. And that's all I have at this time.
Thank you. Mr. Murphy, do you have any council comments?
Yes, I wanted to bring it up at the beginning of the meeting, but I was having problems with my phone. I just want to say that a very close friend of mine, actually my girlfriend's father, lifetime resident of Old Bridge, he lived in Cliffwood Beach before moving to Jackson about 10 years ago, passed away on Saturday night. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Piscitty?
Yes. At the last council meeting, I made some abrupt and sharp comments to our clerk, Gabrielle, which since then I've apologized privately, but I wanted to apologize publicly for my comments. You didn't deserve my sharpness, and I just wanted to apologize. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, Mr. Piscitty. Mr. Rizzoli is absent. Ms. Walker?
Yes, I just want to wish everyone a happy, healthy, and safe 4th of July.
Thank you. And President Sohor.
Yes, I just wanted to make a comment about the new signage throughout our municipal complex. I think it's a really positive. I think it helps people identify the various buildings because sometimes you come into the complex and you're kind of lost as where to go. So I really think it's done very nicely. Public Works did a great job installing everything. And I think it really does help give the complex that finished kind of look. And again, good luck to Kyle and also everyone a happy, healthy, and a safe 4th of July. Thank you. Okay, we'll close the comments for the council. And now we will go into executive session. Are you going to read the Mr. Roselli?
The resolution?
Mm-hmm.
Or
I think it'd be easier if it's hard for me to see, so if Gabby can do
Okay.
it.
No worries,
It's-
Gabby will take it.
Yeah.
a
I just
resolution.
want, hold on for a second, Gabby. I just want to note that we should be in executive session for approximately 20 minutes. We will need to, depending on what happens, but we'll need to come back out. We're going to recess into executive, come back out and possibly take action. So I anticipate that we should be back for the public back at about 10 p.m. to take action. Thanks.
Before you do take action, I do just want to make a note to all of council. I did just email everyone the new link for executive session per the instructions that were sent earlier today. You're going to be leaving this webinar and clicking on that link to join the new Zoom session for executive. And then I'll manage the broadcast back into public session. So after this vote, please use the new link. Okay, but so the resolution that we're considering is a resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Old Bridge authorizing the discussion of matters in a closed session pursuant to statutory exclusions of NJSA 10:4-12 for attorney-client privilege. Do we have a motion?
Motion, move it.
Second.
Second.
Who was the second?
Yes.
Who was the second?
Debbie.
Thank you.
Okay.
Ms. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. De Palma,
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli,
Yes.
Mr. Merwin,
Yes.
Mr. Murphy,
Yes.
Mr. Piscitty,
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli is absent. Ms. Walker,
Yes.
President Sohor.
Yes.
We have 8 ayes to enter executive session.
Gabriella, we had to leave this meeting, right? We had to leave this meeting, click
Council.
on the link you sent us to go to the other meeting,
Yeah,
correct?
the council and professionals, you can leave this meeting to go to the new link. The public, please stay on if you wish to continue to for when we return from executive session. This will stay live. You have time.
What's that say? Does the
All right, council, we're back to live. Mary,
Yes.
we're back to live.
Okay, all right. So we've come out of executive session and now I'm going to ask.
Yeah,
for-
Madam President,
Yes.
again, if you have a motion to reconvene the regular session meeting in public, now you're back in the live.
Exactly. So
Need
we
a
need,
motion to reconvene now.
yes. Can we have?
Motion to reconvene.
Okay, second?
Second. You do it all aye.
A voice vote, please.
Yeah. Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed. Just a bit of way background, sorry, public, it took longer than we thought. There was a proposal, change order that was in detail that was explained to the council. What council is going to be doing is voting on a resolution to approve a proposal for an environmental ERM, which is the township's environmental consultant in connection with the summer property landfill and the town's efforts to clean up that site. And the proposals presented to the township need to be explained in detail. And this vote will authorize, assuming it's passed, will authorize the mayor to execute that proposal on behalf of the township and allow ERM to go forward with providing certain work product for the town to come up with a cleanup plan for that landfill.
Okay, thank you. Do I have a motion?
Move it.
A second?
Second.
Moved by Mr. Pischetti, second by Mrs. Walker.
Ms. Brown is absent. Mr. De Palma,
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli,
Yes.
Mr. Merwin,
Yes.
Mr. Murphy is absent. Mr. Pischetti,
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli is absent. Ms. Walker,
Yes.
President Sohor.
Yes.
We have 6 ayes, Council President.
Okay, next will be motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Move it.
Okay.
Second.
Moved by Dr. Greenberg, second by Mrs. Walker.
Ms. Brown is absent. Mr. De Palma,
Yes.
Dr. Greenberg Belli,
Yes.
Mr. Merwin,
Yes.
Mr. Murphy is absent. Mr. Pischetti,
Yes.
Mr. Rizzoli is absent. Ms. Walker,
Yes.
President Sohor.
Yes.
That's 6 ayes to adjourn the meeting.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a good evening.